You and me making a show yet again. Can you believe it? 124 times today. Let's fucking go!
Yeah.
Baby!
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm a boomer. I think I'm a zoomer.
Oh,
I think
boy.
I'm a zoomer. Damn, I'm Montezuma. Okay. EWGWHITE coming with the
Money,
heat.
money. Welcome to the Grillcast, the only podcast in the whole entire world dedicated to radical centrism. I'm your host, Orion. Joining me, as always, is Micah. What is up, big guy?
Always a pleasure, Orion, to be back on the most enlightening show accessible on the internet.
Indeed it is. Really, what we're doing is a very valuable public service. We cover so many topics, spirituality, politics. And today I want to start off by covering investments.
Investments, yes, very important.
Making your money work for you. This is something that's very important. Now, I want to say that this is legally binding investment advice. A lot of people, they'll go on there, give you investment advice and say, well, this is not legal investment advice. This is not legally binding.
Irony in Minecraft.
Yeah, they do that shit. It always pisses me off. It's some real snake shit. It's some real duplicitous garbage that we don't co-sign here. This is legally binding investment advice.
Well, worst of all, it's a lack of confidence.
Right. Oh, you could follow it and then maybe you could lose money. Not this time. This is a surefire way for you to become rich beyond your wildest dreams.
Indeed.
Can you imagine?
I can, and we can guarantee you that with 100% certainty. Actually, I'll make a revision of that. 101% certainty.
Ho! Yes, sir. Now, the investment advice that we are delivering to you today, my grill is to buy shitcoins. Buy these shitcoins, make your bags. Look, there's this whole crypto craze, this whole huge boom going on right now. A lot of people making a lot of money, and it could be you, my grillas. It's 2024. Donald Trump's president, and crypto bros, they won their fight for their rights.
Yeah, no, they're eating good right now. Donald Trump has sent all the signals. Whatever problems you may have with him, he has been a friend to the crypto community, and there truly has never been a better time to buy in than right now. But you have to make the right choices. You have to choose wisely.
Absolutely, you do. You can't just go in with no idea what you're doing. You might be thinking to yourself right now, oh, well, this all sounds good and well. I want to be rich too, but I don't know anything about crypto because I'm not a gay nerd. And my grillas, I want to just let you know, I'm also not a gay nerd. Micah is not a gay nerd. But it's really, really simple to make your money work for you. It's like voting, okay? You just pick whatever you think is the funniest. Just do that.
Yeah, the funniest, the coolest. I mean, really, you should look at every coin, potential investment. Look at it like a physiognomy check. Does the coin activate that part of your brain that makes you go, this is kingly, this is based, this is red pilled,
this is righteous.
Exactly, this is godly.
Right. That's really all you need to do this, right? So, for example, I'm putting my life savings, personally, this is my coin pick, into Nigga Chain AI Layer 2. Nigga Chain AI Layer 2. I did try and secure a sponsorship from them, try and get some free crypto, a little bit of double dipping there. They did not respond, unfortunately. But I believe so full-heartedly in this product that I just said, you know what, fuck it, I'll do it for free. I'm like a Reddit moderator. I'll do it for free. They're promotional material that I've reviewed for us investors. And that's what we are. We're investors into Nigga Chain AI. It convinced me that this is a good idea for my financial future. Now, I buy these coins and I have a fun time, watching the line go up and down, having a panic attack because it's literally everything I've worked for in my life. Just wondering is it going to go down? Am I going to die? Am I going to be homeless, broke, destitute in the gutter? But I won't be because I put my faith I put my heart, my soul into these investments. I just want to go ahead and show you, my gorillas, why I'm so confident in this cryptocurrency Nigga Chain AI Layer 2. What swayed me to the right side of history? So let's go ahead and review that.
Nigga Chain, the first fully AI Layer 2 blockchain built on Solana by niggas for niggas. LLM Lotta Lil Money's technology. Proof of nigga entry scan system. Broke nigga detection software. Thermodynamic bag chaser 1 Gorillion TPS. Nigga Chain. Yeah, I'm finna bridge.
Now, I look at that promotional material for investors and I think black people are good with money. You know, when I think of a black guy and his money, I think that's a man who's going to invest wisely. That's somebody who's going to, you know, just continue to grow his wealth.
No, I agree. Anytime you see, black people posting on social media, it's very, very frequently you will see them accompanied by large wads of cash, as well as gold ornaments.
Gold ornaments, they invest in gold. Precious metals.
Yeah, somebody get Ron Paul. It's very true.
They're Ron Paul pilled. Yeah.
I mean, these people are followers of Ron Paul. So what better confidence signal are you looking for at this point?
What more could you ask for? That's such a good point there, Micah. It really is. And, you know, I think this was really made by black people. It seems like something a black person would put together.
Well, it does.
Real
it says,
people.
It does say in the advert, this is, crypto made for real niggas. And I have to take them at their word.
I mean, what are you going to do? Not invest in it because you're not a real nigga?
Exactly.
Are you not real enough to buy in? Is that what I'm hearing? Not fans of the Grillcast. Not fans of the Grillcast.
And if you're not just looking for something that is cool, but you also see as a representation of yourself, your being, everything that embodies you, check out GigaChad Coin, which is a new available item for purchase on Coinbase and other crypto trading sites. It pays homage to the GigaChad. You know the GigaChad. We all love the GigaChad. We all feel like the GigaChad. Why wouldn't you buy this coin? Are you not a GigaChad? What are you waiting for? Put $15,000 into this coin. It's at 8 cents right now. It could be $100 tomorrow.
I think it probably will be. That might even be a lowball estimate there. And look, I understand why you would do that. We don't want to lead people astray or make them think that it's going to moon even higher than it might. But, you know, I think that's a lowball estimate. GigaChad is rising to the moon. If we have anybody in our audience who's a straight nerd, not a gay nerd, but a straight nerd, and they want to help us make Grillcoin into a reality, that would be that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah. Help us make a rug pull cryptocurrency so that we can gain some sort of notoriety.
Dude, I did see that the Hawk Tua lady, she did her Hawk Tua coin.
Yeah.
And people are saying she's going to jail and stuff.
Well, that coin was, the problem is people could have avoided that easily, right? Because that goes against our advice. That coin was cringe.
Yeah, it was cringe and gay. That if you looked at that and you said to yourself,
you deserve to lose
coin,
money.
It's gonna Hawk Tua the moon. Why don't you kill yourself? How about that?
Yeah.
You know? That was a cringe coin because at the end of the day, my gorillas, you will make massive gains if God wants you to. He'll look down on you from his high towers of heaven, from the clouds above, and he'll say, look, your investment was based. I also thought that Nigga Chain AI Layer 2 and GigaChad coin was funny and cool. And I will bless you with these gains. And he will zap them down to you. Your pockets filled with gold. That is the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
Thank you, Micah. Thank you. So, yeah, just, make your money work for you, my gorillas. This is legally binding investment advice. You're welcome. And to move it along a little bit, because there's a lot of news to cover. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world that
have you all been
people
paying
are
attention?
clamoring.
Because we've been paying attention.
we've been paying attention, so you don't have to. The people clamoring, saying, please, please grill pill me with your auditory gold, with your blissful takes, ones that will propel me to the stratosphere, my mind to the stratosphere, where I'll live amongst the stars. And so, let's talk about a guy named Luigi. I'm sure you've heard about him. Big news of the week. The United Health CEO, Brian Thompson, hero, okay? Hero. Remember his name, Brian Thompson. He was killed by a fucking WAP. Brian Thompson, murdered in the streets by a fucking Dago dog. And I'm to believe that we're to celebrate this. That somehow this is a little man taking revenge against an oppressive force, against not only himself, but everybody in the world, everybody in the country, that he's some sort of unsung hero.
Yeah.
That is what I'm to
Look,
believe.
I'm not going to condone Orion's blatant racism here, okay? But I will say, everybody celebrating this man's death, Brian Thompson, it's sick. It's misguided. These people are ignorant because, first of all, if there are no insurance company CEOs, I'm not even sure there would be healthcare at all. If there were no insurance company CEOs, you're just going to be financially ripped off with no middleman to blame for your lack of money. So you're going to feel the full weight of shame for being too poor to afford healthcare. And is that really the system that you want to live in?
Right. And that's the thing too, Mike. A lot of these people saying, oh, well, you know, these health insurance companies, his in particular, denied 30% of claims. 30% denied. And it was for no good reason. It was just out of pure callousness, greed. And yeah, I look at that and I think to myself, how many people do you think are going to the doctor being like, oh, dude, my back hurts. I need Oxycontin. I need fentanyl, please. People that are trying to scam the system.
Exactly.
How many of these people are out there being bravely stopped by this man who paid with his life?
I'm one of those people, okay? And it's insulting for others to assume, right, that we're not out here gaming the system like this and therefore being reflected in these statistics, these very misleading statistics. And
I do not feel seen. I do not feel heard.
I don't. And it is very frustrating because, like I said before, right, all these pures, okay, what if the health insurance company wasn't there? How many of those people would be receiving the health? Probably
exactly.
None. Probably, probably 2%.
Well, the health insurance company, what they do is they make sure that the doctor is paid a living wage. Now, I thought these leftists were in favor of a living wage, but somehow, when the medical industrial complex sets up a system wherein this could happen, all these union busters are coming around saying, well, no, that shouldn't exist. These people, they should just do it for free. They should do it for free. Janny read it for free. How come they're not doing it for free?
No, they live in a world of contradictions, Orion. That's the issue. But you are right that, these people would jump on the opportunity, right, to participate in a work setting where you could just determine at random how much, you're going to get paid for whatever service you do. Because, realistically, the system as it is today, the doctor, they give the service, and then, when the insurance company asks how much is the charge, they throw a dart at a wall of prices, and whatever it falls on, they charge.
Right. That's something that they've been able to set up because these are smart people. These are godly people. These are people who are on the grind every day to make this happen. These people saying, well, you can't just deny people help. You can't just deny these people's claims. Most of the time, they work at a McDonald's or something, and they wish every day that they could deny some fat sack of shit who's yelling at them, calling them a faggot, telling them to bag it up, Janny. They wish that they could tell them every day, no, I'm not going to help you. No, I'm refusing service. They're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
But they wish they could. It's sour grapes is what it is.
Yes. And it's no coincidence, of course, that this Italian, this Luigi, he targets the man who is CEO of the insurance company leading the charge in denying claims, doing the right thing. And to that, I it's just disgusting.
Well, I look at this guy, right? This Luigi Manicotti, and if he wanted his back treated, apparently this is the whole story, is that
he's back broken.
He's he's back broken. He's he's a young rich fellow from wealth with a family who does very well for themselves, and he had a bad back. We'll get into why that is later. I have a source for why it is his back was in such a state of disrepair and why he was rightfully denied. Why he was rightfully denied. But he has this rich family. Why did he need the handout? Why does he need the health insurance company to give him welfare to let him do whatever he wants? But look, we as a country, we used to deny Italians from dining establishments. We used to deny them from housing. We used to deny them from society at large. And we were better off for it. Brian Thompson, hero, okay? Remember his name, Brian Thompson, hero. He was just trying to make America great again. And he paid for it with his life. I venerate this man.
Grillcast Hall of Fame, Brian Thompson.
Though he may be gone now, he'll live forever in our hearts, in our minds, and in our souls. He'll be with us always, and we can at least take solace in that fact.
It would be kind of funny if his family's life insurance policy on him got denied.
I think they'd probably be okay. I think something tells me they would be just fine, bro. Because he worked hard. He didn't ask for handouts.
Yeah, this is true.
He set himself up for success, and they have generational wealth. They'll be okay, and they are in our prayers. My Grillas. I do want to talk a little bit more about the whole situation. Why would a man be driven to do this Luigi fellow? What drove him to this madness? And so the first thing I'd like to address is the QAnon conspiracy theorists who say that he's not the right guy, that something's off, that you can analyze the surveillance pictures and then his mugshot, and you can see it's not one and the same. Something's amiss, something is off. That he was framed, that it was a CIA operation, and he's somehow just the fall guy, the patsy, an innocent man, railroaded by the corrupt system.
Let me guess, Orion. Are the Jews also involved?
Oh, you know they are. That's the unspoken sentiment. That's the unspoken sentiment there. They don't directly say it, but there are a lot of parentheses around a lot of names, and I'm not quite sure why, Micah. I'm not quite sure why they're saying that, why they're typing that. So here's the picture that they've crafted to show that this isn't real.
Enhance.
Let's see. They say, look at the eyebrows. So we'll look at this picture here. Look at the eyebrows. See, in this picture where he's wearing a balaclava like a literal terrorist, because that's what he is, the eyebrows are not there. You go down, he's arrested, and he has a unibrow, a disgusting, cavemanish, Neanderthalic unibrow.
Mediterranean sun visor.
And so you look at this and they say, well, it can't be the same. It was mere days in between the arrest and the shooting, and the eyebrows just don't match up there.
Well, I believe
newsflash.
Italian men also, they do like to wax, don't they?
Yes, they do, because they have to. Here's a newsflash for you, QAnon conspiracy theorist anti-Semites out there, okay? This man is Italian. He could shave his eyebrows. He could literally burn his eyebrows off with a torch in the morning. He could wake up and do that, go out about his day, and by the time he goes to bed, he's gonna have a full-ass unibrow. That is just how these fucking people are, if you can even call them people. These Italians are sick. They're disgusting. And this is just a symptom of it. Their hair growth. Their unfettered hair growth. Nothing could stop it. And so to say that these eyebrows are somehow proof that this is not the same man, if anything, it's proof that it is. That looks about 3 days of eyebrow growth for an Italian. Don't you think so, Micah?
It's approximately 3 days. That's a fair estimation.
He might have even waxed once or twice in between. Let's be honest here. Let us be honest. And so you might be wondering, okay, so this is the guy. Luigi's the guy. But what would drive him to do this? He was young, successful in his career. He had such a bright future, friends and family, people who cared about him. Most of the time, these things happen. That's not the case. These are guys that have real problems. Incels, alcoholics, not normies. What is going on here? My Grillas, I regret to inform you that this is yet another senseless murder caused by video games.
Oh.
According to the I think it was MSN I pulled this from. He played Among Us.
No.
He was an Among Us enjoyer.
No.
Him and his boys in college and in Among Us Discord, all playing together.
A game where your objective is to literally walk up behind someone and kill them and get away.
Yes, and get away with it. This was a training manual for his sick fantasies, and it drove him to do it.
Well, this almost makes me wonder if there's any validity to the claims that the CIA may have been involved in this.
You think they joined his... I mean, they probably did join his Discord
No, I think
server.
they gave him the download code for Among Us.
Yes, they probably did that too. That is possible. It is very possible that there is.
You probably couldn't disprove that.
No, if anybody can disprove that, leave a comment. Otherwise, I just have to go with the assumption that this is a cute and valid theory, that this checks out in every single capacity. Now, I have to admit, because I'm not perfect. I am born, I'm a child of God, but I am not God himself. I am not a perfect man. And I used to play Among Us. Micah used to play Among Us with me and play it together.
Yeah.
And we quit because we didn't want to slip into the same sickness. I remember times of playing Among Us and having this sick, nagging feeling in the back of my head of go and assassinate an innocent man for no reason.
Yeah.
Go do it. It was like whispering.
For some reason, I kept getting these very powerful urges telling me that I needed to plant bombs in like the Goldman Sachs boardroom. And I could never quite figure out why.
And, this was happening to me too. Similar things. I think anybody who's played these video games for an extended amount of time has a similar story, whether they want to admit it or not. Many people are game addicts and will, wax poetic about the fact that this isn't real, this never happens, it has nothing to do with these sick murderous fantasies. It does, and deep down, every gamer knows it.
How much more evidence does the general public need when you have multiple anecdotes of this happening?
Multiple. Yours, mine, I assume others, and, times where it actually really happens, where people are driven to the edge of madness by these video games.
Is it a coincidence, Orion, that, crime in the inner cities has skyrocketed in direct correlation with the rise in popularity of GTA?
I don't think so. I do not think so. Correlation does imply causation in this case. When there's so many, that's the out that these gamers will try and use. Oh, correlation doesn't imply causation. I learned that in 6th grade social studies. Well, guess what, buddy? There's a lot of points of data here. You collect all these points of data and you will find a pattern. You will find this pattern. Now, maybe when Micah and I played Among Us, we would just dress up as cops and immediately vote for the black guy every time. And maybe that was pretty cool. But that was a part of my past. A dark part of our past. Dude, that was so funny. You would have like 5 or 6 people. And then just immediately vote off the black guy.
Run to the table.
Run to the table. It's black. It's black. Do it again.
Everybody's
it's
confused.
Brown, it's
like
brown.
half the lobby's confused.
Those were good times. But we had to leave them in the past because
it was too risky. It was
too risky. Doing drugs, risky sex behaviors, all these things. Among Us. People do them because they're fun. They do them because it fills a hole in your heart that you had.
Yeah, but just because those things are fun, it doesn't mean that they're right.
It doesn't mean
or safe.
That they're right. So, if you're having a problem with gaming addiction, my Grillas, please reach out to somebody, get some help.
Not us.
Before you become... Yeah, not us. I'm too busy for that.
I got a thing. I gotta go do my. I gotta go do my other show.
Yeah. I have. So I have things to do. Oh, that day. Fuck. I had a thing to do that day. I totally would otherwise. But beyond just being a gamer, the other thing that drove him to this madness was being unable to have sex. Now, this is not in the typical fashion of, oh, I'm an incel. Nobody wants to have sex with me. Nobody will let me dip it in.
He literally can't have sex.
literally impossible. From the New York Post, Luigi Mangione's back pain was so intense that he couldn't be physically intimate with anyone, former landlord says. Now, this is coming from a person of land. There is no better source on the planet, no higher trust individual that I could put stock in here. RJ Martin, who owns the co-living space in Hawaii where Mangione lived for 6 months. Okay, first of all, if you're living in a co-living space, fucking hippie, what the fuck? A co-living space?
Isn't any
Cringe.
Isn't any shared space a co-living space?
No, I think that's where they have like 4 beds in a room.
Oh,
they have like bunk beds.
Yeah, like a hostel.
Yeah, like a hostel. It's how new age hippies say hostel because of the connotations there of being a gypsy or whatever if you go to one. But yeah, so who owns the co-living space in Hawaii where Mangione lived for 6 months, said the murder suspect revealed to him that he was in constant pain over a pinched nerve and misaligned spine, the New York Times reported. He knew that dating and being physically intimate with his back condition wasn't possible, Martin told the outlet.
He also showed him his inability to get an erection.
He just whips it out and starts beating it. He's like, see, it's not working, dude. I'm getting like a half chub at best. Aye. Fucking. Oh, hey.
Mamma mia.
Bro, so this guy, his back condition, he has a pinched nerve and a misaligned spine. Why might that be? Why might his spine? Now, he's a young man. He's in good physical shape. You know, he's athletic and whatnot. What could have happened to him that would destroy his back? Could it possibly be I don't know, video games? Could it possibly be being hunched over a desk for hours at a time? Bags under your eyes, not blinking, just clicking and scrolling and stabbing other people in the back like you do if you're a fucking Italian piece of shit?
No, I think you're hitting the nail on the head, Orion. I think it's fair to assume that with enough time, anyone who's addicted to video games is going to develop a chronic back condition.
5 minutes later.
All right, so we're going to move on to our final segment after some horrible recording platform issues. A real good time for us. It'll be a real good time to edit that together. But I want to talk a little bit, Micah, because we have to do it. The Gorillas love it. A lot of people, they only listen for this segment of the show, the Destiny segment, because there's been a lot going on.
Because that's what this channel is really about. When you break it down, it's about A-logging Destiny.
It's about A-logging Destiny. It's about putting him in our sights, gunning him down in the streets, rhetorically, not in real life.
Yes.
For now. And, Destiny, so this guy, he has a video leaked of him suckling upon a man's penis. For those of you who don't know. Now, some of the fans of the show, they said, we should watch it and we should review this gay sex tape, this gay revenge pornography that was leaked of him. Now, I want to ask you, I really want you to ask yourselves, my gorillas out there listening to this broadcast today, do you really want me and Micah to appraise his cum-guzzling abilities, to rate the suckling, the motion of the mouth, if he goes all the way down?
Please, Orion, stop.
If he cups the balls. Yeah, exactly. Is that what I'm to believe, that that's what you want? Because I'll tell you, I've not watched this tape. I don't know why you would watch this tape to own Destiny. That just makes you gay. But a lot of people have. Other people in the Destiny A-log community, of which there are many, they've talked about this story to death. They've covered it from every angle.
It's like this, Orion. Like, we don't need to watch that video to know that Destiny sucks dicks.
Exactly.
This is not shocking news.
We knew it before, but now we just have a source. And I'll let other people dissect that information, appraise the value of his cocksucking ability. That's for the birds. But what we're going to cover today is so much more important, so much more unique and interesting. It's how it impacted his poor, abandoned son, Nathan. And before we do this, I just want to I want to talk about a day in the life of Nathan. I want to I want to set the scene, weave a tapestry. I want to really let you know how it goes down. How Nathan found out about his father sucking wieners on video. So many people, they don't know this. This is esoteric knowledge, but Nathan, he actually goes out to the Nebraskan cornfield where his father abandoned him every single day, gets home from school and goes back to the cornfield trying to see if maybe, just maybe, Daddy Destiny finally came home. He finally returned to raise him, to be in his life. He wanders around the corn maze like a lost puppy dog, sniffing, searching. It's really sad. It's a sad scene.
People passing by the field can hear calls of, Dad, Dad, come back. Where are you?
Dad, did I do something wrong? Is this my fault? This is what he really believes. It's deplorable, man. And it's sad. I have a lot of empathy for the guy, man. He's just a little guy, fucking, alone, abandoned, left to the streets. And so, predictably on this day, day, I don't know, 1037 of him going to the cornfield, being abandoned, looking for his father again. Predictably, Stephen Bonnell III still missing in action. And so I want you to imagine this, my gorillas. Just conjure up this image in your brain of Nathan walking home alone, sad, because the sting of the rejection from his own father, it's a fresh wound every day. It never scabs over. This is something that a cross he has to bear forever. Just imagine him walking home in the rain, dejected, defeated, abandoned. And, he walks into his empty house and he starts up the old streaming rig that Destiny left behind in his haste to get the fuck away from his son as quickly as possible. He at least left that for him, his old streaming rig, covered in cum. And what pops up on poor Nathan Bonnell's Twitter notifications? Thousands of messages, a barrage, a deluge, a deluge of messages, of videos of his father gobbling down another man's cum. This is what he comes home to.
Tragic.
I just want you to imagine, okay? Just imagine right now, my gorillas out there, finding out your dad sucked off another guy.
No, I mean, look, Destiny's son, Nathan Bonnell, is living what is literally every man's nightmare scenario. And, Destiny just is completely unfazed. I mean, you see him, he's still going on fucking news outlets and doing his, I'm going to debate 20 conservatives, events. And, if a video of my dad sucking a wiener circulated on the internet, I would drive myself into a brick wall.
I know, dude. I know. It's not even just the knowledge of his dad sucking a wiener. He had to watch it over and over again. Like in A Clockwork Orange, where your eyes are fucking, peeled open.
And this is...
he just had to consume it.
Yeah, and it's 100 times worse, than like having an OnlyFans mom. There's no living this down. Like every argument that Nathan ever engages in now will end with him being shown a photo of his dad with a dick in his mouth.
It's even behind. It's beyond comprehension.
Like a GIF. He'll be sent a GIF.
I literally could not imagine. Not even just the knowledge, but photographic, videographic evidence of it happening.
This is a nightmare.
A true nightmare situation. 13 years old in middle school, the worst age for this to happen. Not too young so that your peers don't know the context. Yeah. They don't know what's going on, but not too old to where they would go, oh, that's really fucked up. I feel bad for that guy. 13-year-olds are the most heartless, fucking horrible people on the planet. They're bullying him. I would have bullied him as a 13-year-old in his school, and we'll get into that. But what's important here is that Nathan actually responded to this on Twitter. And you might be thinking, what? He has a Twitter account? He has an X.com account? Really? How could that be? He's only 13. But because he's a legally emancipated adult, abandoned, alone, roughing it all by his lonesome, he has the right to do that. He can do that, and nobody's there to stop him or tell him no. And I want to go over his responses to the trauma that he's had to endure. So I have this first screen cap of a guy saying, "Your dad sucks off strange men he meets online." And he just says, "Cool, Q." He meant to say cool, but he was in such a state of distress, in such a state of dejection,
He's shaking.
of absolute trauma, shaking, that he couldn't even type correctly. He wanted to come across as it not affecting him, of being something that he doesn't mind, that it's just whatever, man.
That Q says otherwise.
That Q says otherwise. It sure does, buddy.
Speaks volumes.
And, it's the fact to me that he's responding to people, that he has to defend his absentee father from a deluge of trolls, of A-logs, of groypers, etc. People that are coming after him who want to make him respond to his own father sucking a wiener. This is his cross to bear. He has to acknowledge it. He has to defend it. He has to say it's no big deal. What kind of a father would put someone in their own child, their sole heir, their only son in that situation?
Yeah, and we certainly don't endorse this kind of behavior, attacking poor Nathan Bonnell for the actions of his father. That's not cool. And if you're engaging in that sort of behavior, let me set the record straight. You're no friend of ours.
Right. Yes, we will screen cap it. Yes, we will discuss it. Yes, we will laugh about it. But we will not condone it. We will not co-sign it.
We will not directly contact Nathan telling him that his dad is a faggot.
Yeah.
That's where
not
we
that
draw
we
the
need
line.
to, because there's hundreds of people doing it already. But, And so I want to move on to this next one where he says, "I love it when groypers constantly spam and harass me, my girlfriend, my IRL friends, and my fucking school over a goddamn video. Like, dude, I don't give a shit. You're just telling me I'm doing something right." He's in a position where this isn't just a private occurrence where he has to watch this video hundreds of times. His eyes glued to the screen. He wants to look away, but he can't. He can't. This is a situation
Well, this is also... actually, Orion, this brings up a pretty significant point here in that, I feel like a normal human being, a well-adjusted, raised by their father human being, if they were subjected to this level of harassment online, I think they would just log off.
Right.
But, this shows that, because of Destiny's negligence as a parent, that this person is so terminally online. It's the only thing that he knows, because he doesn't know the love of his father, that he will literally endure this abuse rather than just log off.
And that's exactly correct, my friend. Like, this is what he's been groomed into. He's talking about starting his own streaming channel, following in his father's footsteps. I mean, this is the only life he knows. It's like, when a person of color lives in the projects, Project 8 housing, they start dealing drugs. It's the only life they know. It's everything they've seen. It's everything they've been raised by, and they can't break out of it. This is the same sort of thing in action, but for white people who are raised by homosexual dads.
Or not raised by homosexual dads.
Not raised. Excuse me, you're right. Not raised. You look at this and you would think, look, if you're a father, you'd look at this sort of thing and think, wow, I've really made a mistake. Look at how this is affecting my sole heir. Look at what's happening to him, the abuse he has to endure. It's being sent to his whole school, his girlfriend, his friends. Everybody's seen it.
Yeah,
the bullies at school. And look, this kid, I'm sorry, but he's prime bullying material. Like, if I was 13, I would be fucking honing in on this kid like a hawk. Let's be honest.
Destiny's probably seeing this tweet, I imagine, and he's probably not even thinking or concerned about the turmoil that his son is going through. He's probably seeing this tweet and going, "Wow, only 579 likes."
Let's be honest. He didn't see this tweet.
No.
Destiny has absolutely muted his son. He didn't unfollow him. He didn't block him because, it would be a bad look. But he's muted.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to consider this. He gets these nagging feelings, Stephen Bonnell, in the back of his head about the failure he's been as a parental figure, as someone to look up to, as someone to emulate. He looks at this, and those nagging feelings, they're dismissed. He just rails another line of Adderall, probably graduated to meth by now, and says, fuck it. who cares? I need to pursue unhinged Coomerism. My son's feelings, his life situation, him being bullied in school by kids who see this and who pull it up on their smartphones and literally shove it 1 inch from his eyes. Your dad's sucking dick, your dad's sucking dick, your dad's sucking dick. Those are all thoughts that he's buried and are long dead. And so we have a few more to go over here. He has a tweet because a lot of people, they've been harassing him on the timeline in public, not even just through DMs, but just arguing with them. He says, my dad's not a cuck. He steals so many women, he needed to feel how it is for himself before getting another girl, with a cool glasses emoji following it. And so part of me wonders, is this how he's rationalized it to himself? Is this how he avoids the pain, the deep pain in his heart that he feels watching the perilous predilection that his father's found himself in? Or is this something that destiny has done? Did he finally call up his son after years of abandonment and say, look, son, hey, I'm not a cuck. I actually just had to do it because I had to see how it was for myself before getting another girl, and actually that makes me based and cool and red-pilled, and actually it's a really cool thing. I mean, was he groomed into thinking this? How do you have this mindset? You need to feel how it is for yourself. Have you ever thought that yourself, Mike? Have you ever thought, I've had sex with a woman. Maybe, I've gotten blown. Maybe I need to blow someone else so I can just,
So I can understand it better, yeah.
I want to understand why my penis feels good when a woman suckles upon it. How else could I know? And this is the example he sets for Nathan too. That somehow, he stole Melina from some Swedish cuckold. He's been a homewrecker for many e-girls trying to improve their lot in life through Stephen Bonnell's penis. This is the example he sets, that this is somehow based in red-pilled behavior, that this is something to aspire to. Homewrecking. When he himself, Nathan, is in a wrecked home.
Okay, I know we talk a lot about Destiny, but where's his mom? Who does he live with? Is she not aware of all this?
I think that probably. I mean, imagine the caliber of woman who says, yeah, you know what? I'll have sex with Stephen Bonnell. I'll procreate with him. I'll keep his child. And this is before he was even successful. This is back in his StarCraft days, back when he was, I believe he was working in like painting or carpeting, something like that. This was before there was e-clout to suck out of his deformed egg wiener. I assume. I haven't seen his wiener, but he comes across to me as like a deformed egg wiener guy, right? Like, I think
sure. We'll run with that.
I think you only become this way, become such a degenerate, if there's something wrong with your dick. So I think that she's either completely out of the picture. She lives in Nebraska, so she's probably all fentanyled out all day, totally checked out. Or she's just gone. I do believe Nathan lives alone, that he's emancipated, considered an adult, goes home to Section 8 housing because his father will not provide. That's what many people are saying.
Yeah.
And that's the sickness on display here. And he's learning from it. Nathan himself, if he doesn't get a reality check, if he doesn't wake up, he's going to perpetrate the same sort of sickness onto his own potential malformed, zero muscle, skinny fat, goblin children.
Nice clothes.
Thank you. So I have a couple more here. And this is actually one of the A-logs engaging with him, talking to him about the fact that he was abandoned. He says, I bet you cried in your dad's arms on election day. Oh, wait, he doesn't see you. And Nathan says, no, I didn't. Yes, he does. So he basically says, hits him first with a no, you. No, I didn't cry in his arms.
Because he's a Trump supporter.
Well, yes, because, he is a... Actually, if you go through his timeline, he's like super into Israel. That is pretty based. Here, let me read his pinned tweet. His pinned tweet is pretty funny.
that
I think
is
you'll
very
enjoy it.
base.
Give me 1 second here. His pinned tweet says, "May Allah give me the power to fire rockets into civilian areas, rape hostages I took for ransom, lynch Jews in the street, and still plead the victim through all of it." And he posts a lot about Israel, Palestine. I mean, he's being groomed into being a wingcock. He really is. He's being groomed into having opinions. When you're 13 years old, you should not have opinions on foreign affairs. Opinions on anything other than, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the kids are into now. Minecraft? I feel like that was 10 years ago. See, I'm not a pedophile, so I don't know what kids do now.
That's fair.
But, yeah, so regarding this tweet, though, he says, "No, I didn't." Yes, he does. The thing is, he couldn't cry into his father's arms. He's had to cry alone for years. Every day, in the cornfield, on the walk home, the long walk home, looking for his father, saying, "He'll come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day. He hasn't abandoned me. He sees me. He saw me when I was 8 that one time, when I was 8 years old. He had me at his house for 2 weeks when I shot him with the airsoft gun." I haven't seen him since. He was court mandated to see me then.
Is this his whole timeline?
Yeah, this is his whole timeline.
Dear God.
His whole timeline, literally, Micah, this is insane. This is a 13-year-old kid. His whole timeline is arguing with people about his dad being a faggot cuck who abandoned him and talking about the Israel-Palestine conflict. I'm not even joking.
These two things are very related.
They really are. They
when
really
you think
are.
About it.
I mean, I remember being 13 years old, and when I did things that were obviously detrimental to me and my mental health, my physical health, or, just embarrassing, something that I wouldn't want to look back on and say I did that. And my parents found out, I was stopped from doing so. I was grounded.
Yeah.
Or, I would have things that I enjoyed taken away, no more Xbox for a week, things of that nature. But none of this happens to him because he has to raise himself. And this is the result of it.
He's going to be the first child raised by Twitter.
Yeah, he's being groomed to be a streaming prodigy, to be an internet personality. It's sick. It really
we should get him
is
on the
sickness.
show.
Do you think I should actually reach out to him and ask him to come on the show?
Yes.
Like a year ago, I probably would have done it. It just feels weird with me. It feels weird with me having my own kid on the way. Like I don't know. Do you ever and this is like a new development for me. Do you ever have this thing where like you see someone doing something and like rather than want to like drink their blood and feel bad for them, rather than want to drink their blood and make fun of them, you just like feel bad for them? Has that ever happened to you? Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's weird. I've been trying to process it. It's like, I don't know, man.
What's going on with you?
I don't know. You know what? Fuck it. I'm abandoning all my morals and principles. I'm going to reach out to Nathan and see if he wants to come on. Look out for our next episode. And then here's the last of him responding to his Twitter A-logs. Because he has a dedicated A-log community now. 13 years old with a dedicated A-log community. Big Chungus says, "That's crazy. When I was a kid, I didn't have to buy a flight to see my own father. Destiny can live anywhere he wants. He plays video games and talks on a computer for a living. Why doesn't he see you every week?" To which Nathan responds, "Because I have a life too. I have school. I have sports." Nathan, buddy, I know you don't have the life experience to understand this or recognize this.
Oh, no.
I know that you're so hardened to the reality of your living situation that you don't know that this isn't normal, but your father should be there driving you to school. Your father should be there at your sports games, cheering you on, saying, "Go, Nathan, go. Get that goal. Hit that basket." He should be cheering for you. He should be buying you McDonald's afterwards. He should be there getting too drunk and fighting with other parents. That's how it should be. But he's absconded from all of that.
Yeah, no, I don't know why he's like, his response implies that this is like the normal American kid experience of like, well, I'm going to school and I'm playing soccer after school. There's no way for my parents to interact with me. Like, what are you talking about?
What are you
There's
talking about?
There's not enough time in the day. I remember when I was a kid, Orion, when I was a kid and I got home from school, like my dad was already passed out in bed. I would never see him. 3 p.m., it gets around to 3 p.m. He's locked away in his room. I mean, he's tired. He had a long day at work,
Yeah, I just never see the guy. And that's the thing, is like, he's talking like how I talk about like friends that I've fallen out of contact with that like, I still care about them, but we just don't really talk anymore. And it's like, we both have like our own lives. Like you're busy with your stuff. I'm busy with my stuff.
It's like a roommate that works the night shift. Like how he sees parents.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, that's so crazy. He's a 13-year-old kid, and he's like, well, we both have our own lives, and like, and I think Destiny probably told him this, because Destiny's a manipulative fucking, he always has a fucking reason for everything. He always has some sort of justification for the wrongdoings he perpetrates on everybody he comes in contact with. And he probably told his kid, well, you're busy with school and sports, so we wouldn't even really see each other. So, and I'm busy with streaming, and, it's just not, it wouldn't work out. So it makes sense that we only see each other for 2 weeks when I fly you out. It makes sense I only see you when I'm waiting on the results of my STD tests and seeing if I'm clear to keep going,
Yeah.
It's insane. And this kid's, he's internalized it. He believes it full-heartedly. And it's not until he has a family of his own, until he grows up, that he's going to recognize the fraud and the lies that have been perpetrated upon him.
Or he's going to repeat the cycle.
Or he'll repeat the cycle. And that does seem likely, because he sees it as completely normal. He sees it as 100% regular.
We have to save him.
American dream.
We have to save him. The Grillisha must rise up and save Nathan Bonnell from this impending doom.
And we will, Micah. And we will. I will send the invite out to have Nathan Bonnell on the show. You know what? You've convinced me. Only our guiding words of wisdom and good faith arguments are going to be able to sway him into believing that the life that he's leading is not that of virtue and of godliness. We're the only ones that can save him.
His dad is gay.
Can do that. And his dad is gay. Fuck. I mean, okay, we're ending this out, but like... Dude, actually, like a video of your dad sucking on you. That's what I mean. That's why.
It's rough.
We'll push through it. We'll push through it. We'll get the invite. We'll have him on. And with that, Micah, do you have anything else you'd like to spread to the Grillisha after this totally normal, not plagued with issues with the recording software where we lost half the episode? Is there anything you'd like to say to the Grillisha here today?
Oh, same as usual. Thanks for listening, and peace out.
Peace out, my Grilla.
I'm old as a boomer. My mindset on Zoomer. Everything cooler, long as I'm not Laura Loomer. If you think I'm not number one, I just spell that rumor. Hit the victory royale on some motherfucking Gucci. Default dance on a bitch. Hit the default dance on a bitch. Floss dance while I'm flossing in a whip. Victory royale when that chopper hit. Self-incrimination, I have no participation. News keep asking, I don't say shit. You can't have my conversation.
Dad?
Dad, are you there, Dad? It's me. Your son. Fuck, dude.